Hello, and thank you for joining us today for a short and sweet conversation with a local Surf Coast children's book creator. I'm Stef Gemmill, and today I'll be chatting with author and illustrator Renee Treml as part of Portal and the Surf Coast Arts Trail. We are coming to you today from beautiful Surf Coast, which is home to the Wadawurrung people, the traditional owners and custodians of this land, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Today, we are focusing on one book with 3 questions in 5 minutes. Renee and I will be talking about her forthcoming amazing book, Sherlock Bones, Sea Creature Feature. And I love this book because it's a follow-up to Sherlock Bones, Natural History Mystery, which was a really fun graphic novel to read. So let's get started, Renee. Where did you get the idea for this imaginative story?
Imaginative might mean a code word for a little bit weird, but that's okay. An exhibit that I saw at the Queensland Museum in Brisbane, and it's this exhibit of tawny frogmouth skeletons. And you can see they look a little goofy and silly. I fell in love with this exhibit the first time I saw it, and I started drawing pictures of it. And those drawings quickly became silly drawings of this character getting into trouble at night because he was so goofy looking, and I had that personality just as a skeleton. I started thinking it would be a good picture book, and so I kind of put him together as a picture book. But what I realized was that the character wasn't really right for little kids. And one night, as often my ideas kind of come to me, I realized, Sherlock Bones, because he's a skeleton. I realized he was a mystery solver, and that was why he was wandering around a museum at night. He wasn't just bored and lonely. He had a purpose. In the Melbourne Museum, which is one of my local natural history museums I visit, and that's where I've kind of found the setting. And so this book is really heavily inspired by both the Queensland Museum and the Melbourne Museum.
That's so fascinating. And Sherlock Bones makes such a great character. I can't wait to read this new book when it comes out in September. Now tell me, what is the favourite part of this story and why?
I'm going to let you in on a secret. So this is Sherlock Bones. And my favorite part of this book is actually this character here. And she is a stowaway raccoon who's not meant to be in a museum in Australia. She's actually from the Southeast US, and she's come in on an exhibit. And Grace, as her name she's large and in charge, sassy raccoon. And she's got a fabulous Southern accent. She loves chocolate, and she's quite naughty as well, and does a little bit of disregard for rules. But this character is based on one of my best friends from America. And she also has a Southern accent and a love for chocolate. I've exaggerated this inspiration from her, but I've exaggerated all these characteristics into this silly character. But when I read this story or when I'm drawing it, I see my friend and I hear her voice and I hear her accent, and it just gives me that special feeling when I'm working on it. And that's really Grace. Grace is got to be my favorite part of this story.
And all your characters have such amazing personalities, fascinating personalities. Now tell me, Renee, what was the hardest part of writing and illustrating this story?
Well, as I mentioned, and you've mentioned, it's a graphic novel. So it's 282 pages of drawings, lots and lots of drawings. And as an author, what I didn't realize at the time was I set myself up for a really big challenge by making this story take place in a museum. Because with a graphic novel, wherever your character walks, all of the all the backgrounds have to make sense. So I had to map out not just the museum and where the rooms were, I had to map out every single exhibit and where they were located in each room. And then I had to design each exhibit and all the labels and any supporting materials. And you see in this room, I've got lots of exhibits, but we come back to this room and we might look at it from a different point of view, and it needs to make sure that things are in the right place, because when someone's reading a book, especially a child, you don't want them to get confused because you've made a mistake and put an exhibit where it didn't belong, or you've got them in the wrong room. You just do your best to make sure that everything is clear and correct, and that's really hard. And it's not just me that does all that proofreading. I also have the team of proofreaders at the publisher who go through and they find all these little things that, where things got reversed or got flipped out. And it's a real challenge. And it's a great challenge, but it is a lot of work.
And the detail and imagination and creativity that goes into these illustrations really shows. You're very talented, Renee. So thank you for the behind the scenes look at Sherlock Bones Sea Creature feature in September. And thank you to Portal, the Surf Coast Arts Trail, for curating such an amazing event. And of course, thank you viewers for watching. Keep an eye out for more short and sweet conversations in this series.